the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What's up? Nobody can hear me. There they are. What's up, everybody? Yeah, man, we're here. It's driving Speakerbox. I don't know why I'm holding the mic. It's on a boom arm. We are live.
Just getting real Ricky Bobby with it.
We are. We're gonna.
I had a good race. The car ran real good.
We're gonna shake and bake it, and someone's gonna help. But we're here. We're tuned in. It is Memorial Day. We hope you guys have had a great Memorial Day. We hope that you guys are socially distancing, but according to the internet, no one is.
Looking at you, Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah. So can we talk about let's talk about the show Ozark right now, because Ozark, with Michael or Jason Bateman. I don't know where I was going to say Michael Shannon, but that's a different guy. Jason Bateman and everybody else in that show, and they're in the Lake of the Ozarks where they're like opening casinos, which gambling casinos are not legal in Missouri, but we won't. And it's filmed all in Georgia. We won't get into all that. But anyway, they're on the Lake of the Ozarks, and they are doing the whole thing. Have you seen the Lake of the Ozarks this past weekend?
It made national news.
It's bonkers, you guys. People are booty grinding, corona timing, like getting in there, social distancing. Not at all.
It straight up looked like the Shots music video.
It did. Everybody, COVID. It's been
COVID-19.
everybody. It's wild, and that's the Lake of the that's Ozark, y'all. And here we go.
That's Missouri.
It is. Shout outs to Jasper. Shout outs to Sam. Shout outs to John. Everybody tuning in already on the Facebook stream. If you guys are just now joining us, right here on the bottom, Drive-In Speakerbox, you can catch us on the Facebook. You can catch us on the YouTubes. You can like and subscribe if you want to get in that live chat. Will Brand tuned in our watch party. He said something to watch while he's in the bathroom with his mom. I don't know what that means or who's wiping who, but it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Maybe they're doing renovations or something.
Maybe they are. It says hashtag tornado warning. Are we under a tornado watch?
You got me. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I never checked the weather, but you know what?
We're in Pinpoint, which is a tornado shelter for those of you that don't know.
We're in a basement, and we're in the midst of the Ozarks, since we were talking about it. And those mountains always help break it up, so we never have to worry about tornadoes.
It's true. We don't. It's not going to happen here. So Chef Brooks over here, shout outs to Chef Brooks. So in the comments, our producer is saying Bo is yeah, I might be under the influence of alcoholic beverages tonight. I've had meetings. I've had some meetings tonight, and I could be drunk. It's fine.
You know what? Before we move too far away from it, though, Sam said that the Lake of the Ozarks reminded him of the Piranha 3D, and that is kind of exactly how it was. And I wish that would have happened to them.
Piranha
in real
3D, like, we saw that together in theaters, didn't we?
No.
Who did I? I know I went in with a group because you got to see that 3D penis that got like taken off and it went towards the camera like I'm doing right now. I was like, dick, and it just flew. And did you see it?
I caught most of it. I really hadn't. I think I was not that interested in it.
Well, Piranha 3 double. It was 3 double D, and that is a movie that if you have 3D glasses, remember when like home theaters they were trying to push the 3D.
Yeah,
on
you had to
your
get
TV.
a specific Blu-ray 3D player and a 3D TV that had different styles of goggles you could wear. They either had like a battery-powered shutter system in them, or they were just like, expensive 3D glasses like you get at the theater where they're like, turn them in after the show, please.
No one's gonna do that. Everyone's gonna steal those things.
Unless you went and saw Dread 3D at like AMC and you got to have the collector's
Dude, did
3D
you get one of
glasses.
those?
I have some.
Do you steal them?
No, they were given to me.
Oh, well.
I actually did not watch. No, I did watch Dread. In
As
3D.
Dylan says, those 2032 batteries didn't last, but they're easily replaceable at your local Radio Shack, a.k.a. our Vaughn Electronics. If you're not out there supporting your Vaughn Electronics, you need to get out there because ours is awesome. Anyway. All right, so we're going to talk about movies. It's Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's movie time. The weather wasn't so great today, so a lot of these barbecues that everyone had planned, even though, I feel like I've been doing social distancing wrong because I watched the entire first season of Star Trek Voyager, I finished Voyager, but Star Trek Enterprise, and in like 2 days.
That's how I did it. Dude, Enterprise, I told you, it's so good. Once you start, you're just like, it picks up, it keeps picking up steam, and you're like, well, I got to see where this...
We're not going to turn this into another Star Trek show. I'm just saying that's how I've been so... But then I get on my...
do I have a surprise in store for you
But
later.
I've been getting on my social media, and everyone's like, we on a boat! We on a mother effing boat! And they're like, here's hundreds of people around me, and I'm barbecuing, and I'm shotgunning beers at 8 o'clock. Here's humans.
Yeah, and then
like,
every time you see that in the news, 2 to 5 days later, they're like, all of these people have COVID now.
And it's weird because I'm like, am I doing social distancing wrong? Because I'm gaining all this weight. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm watching tons of Star Trek. I'm getting drunk at weird hours. Am I doing social distancing wrong? Because everyone else is hanging out and having fun with their friends.
Yeah, and they're picking up COVID. Did you see that the United States mortality rate is up to nearly 6% now?
That's a bunch of percents.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2%, and luckily that's where our state average is, right where the norm should be. But nationally, we're at 6% because you know what? We're going to do it big. But you have people like that. You have Lakes of the Ozark type thing happening, and they're always like, by the way.
COVID, rocking everywhere.
Yeah.
COVID, rocking everywhere.
There was some news article posted, too, that some security guard or someone...
Miss Nuke Cooties.
Someone that was supposed to be the temperature checker and everything.
Yeah.
He had COVID and gave it to
He's like,
so many people.
Stop. Let me scan you with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we re-record the Bubba Sparks song and instead of Miss New Booty be Miss New Cooties? Yeah. Bounce you, Miss New Cooties. Get it together and give me them cooties in the Coconuts Club at the Ozark. Yeah, like, that's what we're going to do it.
We'll work on it.
Bounce Miss New Cooties. All right, that's the new jam. All right, anyway, let's talk about movies. There it is. Look at it. Look, can you look at that?
Piranha 3D.
Jeez, Piranha 3 Double D, except for the piranhas were COVID-19. It's so weird. Man, I don't know. But speaking of movies that involve beaches and gatherings, we both watched independently of one another, which is kind of weird. We both watched the Wrong Missy. And we're going to be reviewing that movie later in the show. We actually get to review a new movie. I didn't watch Lovebirds because I couldn't bring myself to watch more than one romantic comedy this weekend.
Oh, did they actually put it up?
It's
I
on
know
Netflix.
that I pointed out to you that they went from theatrical release to Netflix exclusive because of COVID. It was, it's that movie with Kumail Nanjiani and
and Paul Sparks, which I wish I had a picture that I could give to the producer right now of me and Paul Sparks, but actually I can maybe put it on the.
Well, I'm trying to think of what the name of the girl from
fine.
that
I've got
HBO show. She what's the name? Why can't I think of her name?
You keep saying words, and I'm gonna.
Well, she's in it. You just threw out Paul Sparks instead of the other second lead, but it's not like I can remember what her name is either. It's Isa is her name.
That's
Issa
a lot
something.
of words you just put.
It's like Issa Rae or something like that.
All right, I just sent the picture out to our group chat, but check it out. That's me and Paul Sparks, the guy that's in the Lovebirds. I know that's not in focus, but that's us. I worked on a movie with him.
On this screen, you look like Donald Glover in that photo because it was out of focus.
How do I look like Donald Glover? Like, what? How did you get Donald Glover out of that?
Just because you did at the time.
Oh, there it is right there. That's
Hey.
I'm wearing his glasses because in the movie that we shot, he was wearing glasses. And normally I don't take pictures with celebrities that I work with because I think that's not very professional. But he actually wanted to take a picture with me because he's a really cool dude. And I had my hands down his freaking pants and shirt for 29 days because that's what you do as a sound guy. And anyway, he's in the Lovebirds, and it was really cool. And he's lost a lot of weight, and I've gained a lot. So I feel like I feel like we need to catch up. But Paul Sparks, really cool guy. One of the few celebrity shots that I have on my cell phone because I just normally don't do that.
Is he the dude that like in the trailer runs over the person and he's like the bad guy in the movie?
Yeah, he's the bad guy in the movie. Yeah, he's the guy that was like, police, let me run. Yeah, that's Paul Sparks. Great actor. He was in Boardwalk Empire. He was in House of Cards. Really, really cool guy. But anyway, yeah, it's one of the few photos I've ever taken with a celeb because it's just, you don't do that. People are like, why don't you have more pictures with the people that you work with? And it's just, you don't do that on set. That's just not tasteful. It's not cool. Unless they want to do it, it's their idea, then sure, you're like, yeah, I'll take a photo with you, but you don't do that. Johnny Dalton says he has a photo with George Takei on his phone.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. Dylan coming in saying pre-beefcake, Kumail Nanjiani and Lovebirds. That's because he's going to be in Marvel. He's a Marvel hero.
Guy now, so he's got those six-pack paid-for abs. Vince says cool shirt, grip, a little Breakfast Club shirt there. Going in the comments, Vince says he's heard good things about the Missy movie, but there's no way he would like it. And do we just want to jump into our review of this really quick?
Yeah,
but let's just go and talk about before we talk in the news, because we want to talk about Zack Snyder. We want to talk about all these other things. But let's just talk about the wrong Missy for a second. This is a new movie from Happy Madison. This is
I'm sure that you were just all on board with that.
Oh, God. So Happy Madison, of course, is, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison production company formed, Adam Sandler's production company. He signed a deal with Netflix to deliver X number of movies over the course of X number of years. Started with, what was the Ridiculous 9 or whatever? What was
Ridiculous 6.
The Ridiculous 6. And which actually wasn't very bad. I kind of thought it was funny.
It was really popular.
It was for
big hit for Netflix, yeah.
But then, David Spade and, and here's the thing. I actually kind of like David Spade's comedy because I'm a cynical son of a bee anyway, and his sort of like I'm over everything style of comedy
he's had decent stand-up specials, and he was always good on SNL. And he makes it work in a lot of movies, which Dylan says that David Spade's not a lead.
And I agree with that.
Joe Dirt.
I still agree with Dylan. Tommy Boy works because he's a co-lead. He really needs somebody to bounce things off of. And the problem, let me just start at the beginning with this movie. This movie is so paint by numbers romantic comedy that it just made me vomit. I predicted the entire script of this movie at the very first 5 minutes of this movie because, Lauren Lapkus, who is hilarious, is completely squandered in this movie by being over the top, a la the remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It was the same. Let's apply every freaking dead horse beating romantic comedy screenplay we can have and just throw a couple of Happy Madison style jokes onto this crap.
Well, listen, Johnny's coming at my heart all like Kali Ma and trying to tear it out right now. Saying that he walked out of Dickie Roberts, former child star, and that Benchwarmers was okay mostly. Now listen, the reason that I watched The Wrong Missy is because Nick Swartzen was on the picture for the movie, and I was
hasn't aged well, by the way.
No, but it doesn't matter. Nick Swartzen's my favorite comedian. I've seen him live. I laughed so hard I almost threw up. I was in front row center. It was amazing.
But
I had the best time.
That's a different movie.
That was the reason I watched this movie. I was like, oh, Nick Swartzen. and then he's barely in it, and it was the
But
worst.
he was really funny in it. And Adam says on YouTube, he said, Spade's character in PCU is such a perfect stereotype role for every Silver Spoon Trust Fund kid. I was literally talking about PCU earlier this afternoon
always
because
talk
I
about
love
that
that movie. Let me blow you where the Pampers is. I mean, this is such an iconic. I mean, Jon Favreau playing the role of the big stoner who goes on to another movie to play the crusty old dean in another college movie. Like, PCU is the best college movie ever. Boom, David Spade's in it.
Best ever.
It's up there.
Wow, you're putting that up there with.
It's up there. Don't get me started on that, dude. It's up there. Anyway,
Animal House.
I mean, it is up. It is the
Van Wilder.
It is. Yes, I'd say it's better than Van Wilder.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I mean, every decade has its college movie, and you're naming each decade's college movie.
I
You
guess
know,
that's true.
and PCU was
I did
the
hit
college.
70s,
Yeah.
80s, 90s, all like right there.
There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Every decade has one. So yeah.
I was gonna say Road Trip next, just because it was like, but Road Trip's not that good, except for it opens up with Scotty Doesn't Know and Matt Damon doing like the whole like punk thing.
Well, and as Adam said, Animal House didn't have George Clinton. Which,
You know what did though?
Boom!
Good Burger.
Yeah, and PCU. Yeah, PCU.
Did PCU have Abe Vigoda?
It basically.
Good Burger did.
Well, we're not talking about Good Burger. Dylan says best non-Adam Sandler Happy Madison movie is Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy is pretty okay.
Grandma's Boy is awesome. What
so-
are you talking about?
Let's talk about The Wrong Missy.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So Lauren Lapkus, my biggest problem with this movie is her character. Like, the problem I have with these stupid romantic comedies, because I don't like romantic comedies, guys, and here's why. Romantic comedies are so formulaic. They follow the same ABC equals D formula. You can write these things in your sleep, and they're not pushing any envelopes. They're not breaking any new ground. You could say, like, maybe I texted you. I was like, oh my God, this is so predictable. It's like, okay, guess what? Super obnoxious, like person he hates, gonna accidentally go on a vacation. Then they're gonna be hating each other all of a sudden, and then something's gonna happen, and then he's gonna blow up on her, and then he's gonna get mad, and she's gonna get really sad and go over here, and then he's gonna realize, oh my God, I really actually liked her all the time, and everybody around her appreciated her quirkiness, and blah 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 blah. And then they're gonna have a don't go moment, and then they're gonna make up, and then everybody's gonna be happy all ever after, but after we blah, 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 blah. And that was a freaking whole thing, and it sucked, and it was stupid. And the problem I hated with is Lauren Lapkus' character. She went from like Spinal Tap, keeping it at 11, which was so over the top and so insane. No human being is just like, blah, 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 except for me right now. Like, it was obnoxious and stupid. And about the time they started falling in love, she became a normal person. And it was like, okay, well, ish.
Yeah, normal compared to where she was.
But it was like, yeah, she was 11 the whole freaking movie, and then about the time he realized he had fallen in love, she came down to about like a 7 or 8. Where normal,
Sure, but
and it's like
the whole movie is paint by numbers. It's lowest common denominator, and that's what sells, especially today in today's movie market, because no one wants something that's new or that they haven't seen before. They want that same thing. They want that Marvel movie. They want that Star Trek or Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 horse shit throwaway. I just watch it for entertainment nonsense without any memory of anything. Like, what were these characters' names? I couldn't tell you.
It just drives me insane.
What was the plot of the movie? The rich banker guy.
So no,
crazy girl.
Get in here. Get behind us, Tolik. We're social distance. Our celebrity bartender Tolik Rayevsky, our resident Russian friend. He out of work, displaced bartender here at Pinpoint, bringing us some whiskey. You gonna do this? Where's yours, Tolik? Go get it and bring it over here. We're not going to do a shot without him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This is the kind of fun thing about doing a show from a bar you own.
Check this out. Bringing it back to Star Trek, James Cromwell was in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, man, what do we got going in the comments? Johnny Dalton says the cross between Pretty Women and Weekend at Bernie's. Vince says, I heard so many people say it's good to turn your brain off to that movie when I hear that. No, you don't want to turn your brain off. Speaking of turn your brain off, we're going to do this shot here. Thanks, Tolik, for doing this. He's only pouring a shot because he wants to go. Was that the bourbon finished in the Scotch barrel?
Sure was. That is not a shooting whiskey there. That's for sipping.
It's delicious.
You're supposed to hit that with a Kentucky chew, not slam it down.
Mouthful of chow. But Grant says, thanks for the Monday Night Entertainment. Cheers to Grant as well. Johnny says, James Cromwell was also in there. We just covered that. Vince says, Giovanni Ribisi. Dude, I love Giovanni Ribisi.
Well, you know what?
Anyway, this movie, The Wrong Missy, was so painful to watch. And then there he goes. He just left out the exit rear. Look at this guy.
It's not that bad, but
it's so bad. Did you like this?
No.
Is that how far deep into quarantine you've gotten?
No.
Is where you're like, this wasn't really that bad.
5 stars. No. Oh, wait. Forgot Netflix got rid of the star system. It's just thumbs up and thumbs down. That way they can make their Netflix original movies look better. That way, if you're like, well, it wasn't so bad, I'll thumbs up it. Real story about when Netflix did that. We covered that in an episode. Go back a ways. It's not that bad, but it's not like it's a movie that you're going to want to watch more than one time. It's not like it's a movie you're going to want to watch one time, but you do. And then it's there.
Oh, man. Anyway, I'm going into these Facebook comments. Matt Blaylock, shout out there. He deleted his comment, so I'm not going to read it, what he would have said. Shout outs to Brandon Browley tuning in on the watch party. The Gunderson tuning in. He says he only shoots Jim Beam out of a shoe.
Hey.
That's pretty hard.
Probably age it with the leather and the sweat.
Oscar says it was absolutely terrible and he felt bad for the actor. So and then the first 15 minutes of this movie, it was so painful. It was so hard to watch. But it reminded me of so many movies that have come before it that were just like that and just as painful and just as stupid, because nothing is worse than watching a comedian like aim for the rafters.
Well, but in the last week, I've actually had someone independently come up to me and be like, hey, have you seen this movie? And they couldn't stop laughing while they were talking about it and was hyping it up to everybody that would listen.
This movie? Mm-hmm. Okay, no, here's the thing.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
Do I have to bring out my old theory?
Yeah, I'm telling you, lowest common denominator
the
really appeals
the Three Amigos theory?
That it's a male plane? You can tell because it has a little thing hanging down?
How long has it been since I've talked about the Three Amigos phenomenon on the show? Vince, I gave Vince, because he's a super fan, I gave him access to the entire recorded archives of the Drive-In Speakerbox, going all the way to like 2012, because that's how much I trust this guy. He's a great listener. And I was like, here you go. You're bored in quarantine. I'm going to give you access to all of these podcasts that I can't post because it's back when we played film scores. But the Three Amigos phenomena, guys, and this doesn't apply here, but I think you're thinking it does. The Three Amigos phenomena is when a movie, when you watch it, is not as fun or funny as a movie that you remember watching.
Are you saying that Three Amigos isn't funny?
When you watch it, no, it's not. Watch it tonight!
Dude, it has Chevy Chase, it has Martin Short, it has Steve Martin.
I know what it has.
Bro, it has the mail plane. It has the invisible man. It has the singing. It has the stunts. They rescue people. Yeah, it's amazing. Why are you saying that it's not funny? Are you that far separated from decent cinema?
Little doggies, close your
unacceptable.
eyes and dream. Yeah, dude, I love Three Amigos.
Okay.
All the doggies are in the corral. Oh, when the day is through. Yeah, dude, that movie rocks. But when you watch it, it sucks. That's the Three Amigos phenomenon. That movie sucks. sucks to
No,
watch.
you were so wrong.
No, watch
What-
it. Watch it. Let's watch it.
Hey, you know what else is on Netflix that I got to see live in person before it was ever a thing that was going to be broadcast and made available to the masses?
We're not done talking about Three Amigos.
Yeah, Steve Martin and Martin Short 2-man show, and it's amazing. And they do skits from Three Amigos.
Boom, 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 boom. But here's the thing about Three Amigos. There has been multiple times in my life where I'm like, oh my God, Three Amigos is the funniest movie ever. You need to see it. And then I sit down and I watch Three Amigos vicariously through virgin eyes.
It's
right?
a movie that you have to be in a mood for. If it's not the first time you watch it, the first time you watch it, it is good. Are
Here's
you
the thing.
Caesar Milaning me?
But here's the thing. So did you just pass a note?
Yeah.
What did it say?
It said YouTube comments only. Problem with Facebook, and then here we go.
And then-
Fixed.
okay.
No, I'm making sure we have our viewership.
Our Facebook viewers are only watching on on my personal Facebook. If you want to get in here, YouTube or Facebook.com/theDrumSpeakerbox. But here's the deal with the. So going back to my story, and I'm watching Three Amigos with these new eyes, these new virgin eyes, and then I'm watching it too, and I'm like, yeah, but there's all these awesome funny parts. But then watching the movie is just not that fun. But here's the weirdest part. Here's where the phenomena becomes a phenomenon. A day or two later, I revisit with that person that watched Three Amigos that was like, that movie's not that good. And then like, we have time to let it simmer and set and settle. And then I go, but you remember that part where he eats the bat and then the turtle comes out and goes, good night, Ned. And they're like, oh, that was great. And I was like, yeah, it was great. And everyone was like, oh, that movie was so good, but I hated it when I was watching it. But as it...
Nobody hates Three Amigos.
There
needs to be another movie that this is associated with, because I understand what you're saying. That's like when I watched Napoleon Dynamite, I kept waiting for it to be funny, and it was never funny, and I hated it.
Yes, but when you think about the funny parts, like...
The one funny
It's
part,
funny.
there was a single funny part where Uncle Rico throws the steak and hits him in the face.
So in that fits into the Three Amigos phenomena, where it's not as entertaining watching it, but it's more entertaining remembering it, because your brain filters out all the bull crap. And as Dina says, Three Amigos has a pacing problem, and I agree with her.
No,
it has, because the bush is fun, the invisible guy is fun, the singing is fun.
It's done like a movie from the time period that it's supposed to be emulating. It doesn't have a pacing problem. It's stylized.
You're wrong.
Not wrong.
You're wrong. The Three Amigos phenomena is real. That movie is better remembered than it is viewed, and that's okay.
I feel like you're just being a PP.
Tina, eat your ham, says Garrett. Excuse me, Vern. When did you take that moniker as Garrett? His birth name.
Don't alienate our viewership here.
Don't alienate his birth
Yeah,
name.
Vern's our boy. Don't scare him off.
It's because we love Vern. We freaking love Vern. I miss Vern so bad.
Me too. Shout out.
Shout outs to Vern. So Dina says, yeah, and those also have pacing problems. Always fell asleep while watching Three Amigos, but we can remember Three Amigos. Anyway, the long and short of this is The Wrong Missy sucks. You liked it?
No. We need to move on.
You did the hand thing.
You can watch it. It's a thing to watch. Like say you're doing chores at home and you want something on and you want to be like in the background.
Say you're trying to like hang yourself in your apartment because COVID sucks, and you're just like, well, I guess I'll watch this.
Just
David Spade will make me laugh.
Just full on library man from friggin' Shawshank.
Yeah, dude, dirt in the pockets. The Wrong Missy was bad. It was the wrong movie, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was good, but I'm saying
But you're like, yo,
it's a movie.
I mean, it goes back to the drive-in Speakerbox classic example of a turd sandwich or a turd milkshake. Which would you rather eat?
Well, you drink a milkshake, so
it's easy. You don't have to chew. So you always go for the turd milkshake because you don't have to chew the turd sandwich. But you're both shit eating. That's the thing. You're eating shit either way, and then that's not fun. No one wants to eat shit, you guys. No one wants to eat shit. And this movie was eating shit. This was a shit-eating movie. You didn't finish your whole shot.
Oh, there's like a fleck of something floating in it, and I couldn't get it out. Actually, I finished the shot earlier. This is from the beginning.
Look at this. Did you
this
guys
is
ever
moving
see
on.
They
Hey,
Live?
You know what?
I'm Rowdy Piper.
We're about to have the fist fight from They Live, except unlike in that movie, it's going to be extremely one-sided if I fist fight you because I'm going to
I'm a pacifist.
I'm going to be like Rowdy Piper, and you are not at all going to be like the other dude. What's his name? Oh, why can't I remember his name? He was in the Saints Row games. He has that voice, and he uses it in all of the things, and I can't remember his name right now.
Oscar wants to know if Nick was wearing a fat suit. No, he's just that old. Garrett.
Keith.
Garrett.
I don't think it's Keith Jackson, but it is Keith something.
He says, The Wrong Missy
David.
is
Thanks,
another
Dylan.
Adam Sandler BS blah, blah, blah film. Agreed.
Hey, you
and
know
then
what?
Garrett says, Nick has just gained weight. He has lost hair and gained weight just like everyone else. Because guess what? Those guys are like 100,000 years old. They're like 70. They're like 70, 100.
You know what we should do now?
Grant says we need to start boxing.
We-
And he's going to show up like Randy Savage and flip both of us. Give us a Randy Savage.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it in me right now, man.
Do you need to throw Slim Jims at you?
Hey, you know what? When
I'm gonna go get some Slim Jims.
Hold on, right
get
now.
some Slim Jims.
Right now, you can go and purchase the Savage Slim Jim. It's like an inch thick. It's a foot and a half long. You're an inch thick. It's called the Savage Slim Jim, and it has Macho Man on it, and it says, "Oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim." All of this on the packaging. It's amazing. Snap into one. You know when the Macho Man passed away, I filled my leather jacket pockets, all of the pockets, interior and exterior, with these snack-sized Slim Jims.
You know, I met the Macho Man Randy Savage in a Walmart.
Well, that rules.
We're gonna snap into it, brother.
I walked out.
Come on, man. Give
the
me one of
bars on
these.
Dixon.
Give me one of these Slim Jims. I know you know how to do a Randy Savage a little bit better than I
Well,
do.
anytime someone talked about Randy Savage, I was like, hey,
yeah.
snap into one for the Mach. And I tossed him a Slim Jim. Hey, also, you know what? While we're on the subject of wrestling here, not to bring it down, but this week.
Are we gonna snap into the Slim Jim?
Yeah, all right, let's do it. All right.
Are you gonna do it, you brother? Are you gonna snap into it? Come on, give me a little bit of something. Give me some wrestling.
Oh, yeah, dig it.
There it is.
But
There it is.
this week, check on your happy friends, y'all. Kimura Hana from Stardom Wrestling took her own life from online bullying.
That was
I
sad
said not to
news.
bring it down, but you know it happens. So careful what you say to people. Try to be nice. Everyone's having a hard time, and she was only 22 years old, and that's super tragic. So be nice to people online. No reason to be mean.
Yeah, dude.
Unless they
The internet's weird.
Yeah. Hey, you know what though?
What?
We should talk about Memorial Day movies, man. It's
Do it.
Memorial Day.
It's one of those
There's
things we've been talking about.
War films is a
You
thing.
came prepared.
I mean, kinda.
Before we talk about other stuff, before we talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, before
Yeah,
we talk
next
about all that-
year, dude. It's May, and they're gonna make us wait until next year
Yeah,
to
'cause
see the
4 hour long.
long asked for.
I'm ready for it, though, dude. I'm ready. Eddie says he met him at Walmart also. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Is this like a come meet Macho Man at Walmart, or was he just walking around?
No, he was in town for like
just
a
walking
thing.
around mumbling under his voice, like
He's
grabbing
like,
his sunglasses. He's like, "Oh, be a man, Hogan. Yeah. Oh, I'm so tired of your shit, Hogan. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you down." And you're like, "Macho Man," and he's like, "Hey there, dude."
Well, it was more like, I'm at Walmart because shareholders, and I'm at store 409 signing autographs.
So it was an autograph thing. Yeah.
But the boom operator, a.k.a. Bo, is at the Walmart 409 getting groceries. Yeah, and I needed some Totino's pizza rolls at 3 a.m. and he was done, right? See, and I was walking through and he was going down, and I said, "Hey, you're Randy Savage," and he goes, "Yeah, that's right." And so I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I'm just here because of shareholders meeting." Yeah, and then
So you got to meet Randy Savage, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
I've met a lot of wrestlers. For being a guy who's not a huge wrestling fan, I have met a lot of wrestlers. I have met Buff Bagwell. I've met Kevin Nash. I've met Randy Savage.
I mean, what member of NWO did you not hang out with, bro?
Well, because it was like 3:30 a.m. I was in Orlando, Florida, after a night at Pleasure Island at the it's a nightclub thing that Disney owns, and I was like, "Yo, we got to go out. We got to get out of Kissimmee to go get breakfast. Let's find the nearest Waffle House." And we went to Waffle House, and then
wrestlers love Waffle House.
no shit. And so me and David, we roll up in there, and the windows are all fogged up, and we crack open the door to Waffle House, and it's the entire NWO in there, with just piles of bacon and sausage and us, and we roll in and we're like, we'll have a Grand Slam, please. And we just sit there and we're like, are you guys? We knew exactly who they were. We were trying to play it cool. And they're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing in town?" And they're like, "We're in here eating breakfast and doing shit." And they're given the shorter to cook all this time. It's weird. The people I've met in my life, it's a weird story, but I'm not going to talk about it.
You know what, though? Would you say that you had Randy Savage's attention for 1, 2, 3 minutes?
Oh, yeah. We talked about all kinds of weird stuff, why I was there and how crazy it was to be in Rogers, Arkansas.
Yeah, Bonesaw's ready.
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, let's talk about
Bonesaw rules. Yeah,
Memorial Day.
Let's talk about war movies. You know what? Since Johnny brought up Hacksaws doing
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
coke with Sheik in the bathroom, yeah. But you know what? Getting into the war movies, recently there has been kind of a resurgence in war movies that have been winning nice accolades, if not awards, to accompany them, including Hacksaw Ridge, which was nominated for many awards, and I think it actually won an award for sound design. War movies typically
movies
do very
tend to
good
do
with
it.
that.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about war. If you guys want to get in the brain of a sound guy, there are 2 Academy Awards for sound. There's sound editing, and there's sound design. And those 2 are very different things. One is more of how it's recorded on the field, and one is how it's recorded in post. And in war movies, that's really tough because they're having to recreate the sounds of war without actually being in a war.
Well,
and it's incredibly amazing to watch how they do that.
Well, and there's movies or there's documentaries like the newer They Shall Not Grow Old, directed by Peter Jackson. They took years to make it, and part of that was the sound design and editing, where they found the actual weapons used at those times. They recorded them and placed them over the footage. Not only that, but they went and every person they featured on film, they found somebody from that same region of England or all of Great Britain, be it Scotland or Northern Ireland or Wales or England, and they had someone from the same area with the same accent voice over them so that it was as authentic as possible.
Super authentic.
Dude, They Shall Not Grow Old is amazing.
It actually is super awesome.
Good. All of the sounds are those weapons, or if not, the closest existing approximation.
Because Peter Jackson, man.
Yeah, it's very good. And going into that,
but let me.
Fury.
You know what's not accurate? My Macho Man, because Will Brand on Facebook says that my Macho Man is worse than his.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
And also shout outs to Shelly.
If you're intense and you're just having a good time, no one cares. All you have to do is you just gotta do one of these. And then you have to yell at Elizabeth and kind of smack her a little bit, but not enough to be abuse, just enough to think that maybe you abuse her. And then everyone's like, I really like Elizabeth, but I don't like that Macho Man. He's nasty.
He's gonna do it bad.
Yeah. Right. But movies like Fury that came out recently, when I watched Fury in the movie theater, I felt like I was in.
Yeah, so Dina says they used
battle.
lip readers to get the dialogue to dub over the historical footage which nearly made her cry. Yeah, it
they
was
did.
crazy.
They went through. They found records of who these people were, where they were from, where they were fighting from. So they found someone from the same shire or village, because those kind of places exist in rural.
If you've
Great
not
Britain.
seen, this is the Memorial Day movie you need to check out, because it is.
If you have something that can play and display UHD, find it in UHD, because they took every bit of footage and they made it as good as it can possibly be. It was amazing. There was another war documentary that I can't think of the name right now that was all about a bomber squadron.
While you're thinking of that, this is something that one of our viewers, Sam, messaged me the other day, independently, and he was talking about the movie that everyone was talking. Was it 1917? And everyone's like, it was shot in one continuous shot. No, we're gonna set the record straight.
We've
real
already
quick.
talked about that.
I know. We had this conversation. We've had it on the show, but there's a lot of new post-COVID listeners, right? And one of the things we want to set the record straight. This was not a movie set in one continuous shot. That's impossible. What they did was they edited it to feel like it was one continuous shot. They did a lot of long shots, yes, but the editing was made to make it look like one continuous shot. Get your facts straight. I'm a guy that loves facts. Get your facts straight. Do your homework.
But it does look like it was filmed that way, and they do
Which makes it really engrossing and
they
engaging.
do a very good job
cool.
with it. All of the actors in that movie were fantastic. All of the practical effects were very good, and it was told based on stories that the director's, the writer and director's grandpa had told him about World War I. So that was really engaging and involving. It was very good. 1917 was fantastic. You know what? Recently, too, they just redid Midway.
They did.
And the new Midway was very good and kept it more to a truth, more of a real people thing than the original Midway, which featured fictional characters to bring you into a overarching story, but that did not take away from the historical significance of that, where they used real footage shot on Midway, which you actually get to see being filmed in the new Midway, which is actually kind of fun because you get to see the director out there filming actual battle as he's under fire from Japanese fighter planes. Very cool. There are so many good war movies out there.
Let's just list some more. Just list them. Just list. Can
As
we
soon
just
as
list
you're-
them?
As soon as you're done
Can you
watching
just
us,
list them?
turn on TCM, find a channel doing something. I mean, you have movies.
Just list them.
You have movies
Just go to the list.
like The Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen.
Movies that I posted
Movies that he posted.
in our top 10 whatever thing, like Kelly's Heroes,
Heroes.
Sergeant York.
Sergeant York. What?
I
I'm
feel
just
like
I'm
this.
just backing it up.
My personal favorite film of all time, Stalag 17,
Stalag 17.
Saving Private Ryan,
Private Ryan.
which found its way into Band of Brothers and
Band of Brothers.
the Pacific.
Pacific.
What are you doing, man?
I'm amping it up.
You got movies
For guys who like movies.
like with starring Alec Guinness, since it's in May
Star
and
Wars.
May the 4th was
Be
part of this.
with you.
Yeah, where you have Bridge Over the River Kwai. You have
That's
bridge,
actually a really great movie.
a Bridge Too Far. Bridges
Too
Over
Far is-
Navarone.
Oh, God, those are both really good movies.
War movies with the word bridge in it is probably going to be good to watch. A Bridge Too Far is amazing. And it brings in British, Scottish, American, all these different actors. You have Sean Connery. It's so many famous actors in that one. You also have movies like Where Eagles Dare, which is really good.
Where Eagles Dare is actually really good.
Yeah, it's super good. Man, what else? Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima. The twin movies filmed
Letters
by
from
Clint
Iwo
Eastwood.
Jima is, I think Clint Eastwood is a psychopath, but That's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, they're both really good. Flags of Our Fathers was really good. It's all about the guys who raised the flag on Iwo Jima and were brought back to the States to do a press tour and really create morale, but they were conflicted because they were soldiers and all that. And then Letters from Iwo Jima is from the Japanese perspective of them in the tunnels and the mountains.
Dina says that Bridge Over the River Kwai and The Dirty Dozen are two of the greatest war films ever made.
Yeah, and bringing in Lee
Hey,
Marvin
can
from
I just-
Dirty Dozen, Big Red One, has Mark Hamill to bring more Star Wars in it, and it has the dude. It has the the brother. He's one of the kung fu. What's his name? Guy that choked himself.
I'm gonna just let you.
Jerked his dick off. What's his name?
The lead singer of NXS.
No. The it's a whole bunch of acting brothers. He was in Kung Fu. He was
The
in,
Legend Continues.
He was in
the Carradines.
Kill Bill. Carradine. Thank
Yeah.
you. David Carradine.
Carradine,
Yeah.
yeah.
So one of the Carradine brothers, Louis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds, he's in the Big Red One.
He is in the Big Red One. David Carradine.
Bring
he
it-
was also in Death Race 2000.
It wasn't David Carradine. No. It's one of the younger brothers.
John Carradine.
No.
The other Carradine. There's a lot of Carradines.
There's a lot of them.
Just like there's a lot of Baldwins. There's a lot of Carradines.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many John Wayne.
It's like
World
pork.
War II movies that are
the
so good.
other white Carradine.
You have, or just war movies. You have Green Berets. You have The Flying Tigers, Sands of Iwo Jima.
Hey, I just noticed that
What's the one about friggin' The Longest Day?
The Longest Day is a really good movie.
And then you have movies that have so many big actors in it, like Tora.
Oh, dude, Tora is tight.
Oh, there's so many movies.
Hey,
You know what?
you know what you haven't mentioned though?
Rambo.
Well, duh. A Thin Red Line.
Man, that's because when Thin Red Line came out, I didn't like it
It's because nobody liked it because
when it came out. But you know what? It's now regarded as one of the better war movies.
Well, and
Is that something? Because when you watch it, you're like, oh, Woody Harrelson just killed himself with a grenade. I hate this movie.
Well, do you know why nobody likes it?
'Cause it
It's
came
because
out at
it's
the
a
wrong time.
It's because it's a Terrence Malick movie, and Terrence Malick is one of the greatest American directors of this fucking generation. Like, god dang it, American movies. Terrence Malick. If you are not a fan of Terrence Malick, like Terrence Malick is not for everybody. Like, he makes movies that 10 years later people go back and go, Jesus Christ, that was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Like, that's Terrence Malick. And A Thin Red Line is such a good, amazing movie. So yeah, just watch Terrence Malick movies. If you want to love film, watch Terrence Malick
Well, and
movies.
since we talked about Stalag 17, which spawned
Dylan says Terrence Malick is an auteur we don't deserve. He's right.
which spawned Hogan's Heroes. You know what else? Great movie, MASH, that spawned its TV show of the same name. Man, there's so Apocalypse Now. If you want to get out there and be weird,
Apocalypse Now.
Platoon. There's so many good war movies.
There's a lot of really good war movies. What's the name? I mean, okay, because I'm
Battle of the Bulge.
no. I'm pretty drunk. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I'm pretty drunk right now. But what is the movie with Michael J. Fox and I think it's Sean Penn, and they're in the Vietnam War. I don't want to have to Google it because and it's so good. Jeez, come on. It's a really, really, really good movie. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but Dina said Hot Shots.
It's not. I guarantee
yeah,
you
if-
it's not Hot Shots.
No, but you have Hot Shots Part 2, Top Gun, Behind Enemy Lines, if you want to get into like not really war movies, but war movies. What's the one that has it's about the snipers.
Casualties of War. Thank you, Dina.
What's the one about the snipers that has Jude Law and what's his face, and they play the real life snipers, like Russian and Allied snipers, and Russian and German, and it's so good. It's based on a real story.
I don't know, but I'm still thinking about Casualties of War.
The point is, if
Brian De Palma.
oh, there you go.
Casualties of War. Brian De Palma.
Even if you're not like a super big war buff or like that's your thing,
I have to go to the bathroom.
there is a lot of good war movies out there that are probably guaranteed to have some sort of actor in them that you're super into, or a storyline that you can associate with, because more often than not, rather than some sort of like Michael Bay mindless action movie with just explosions and body parts and whatever things you don't want to see, they're generally some sort of human story that has how you need to care about people and protect people and things like that at its core, that you need to think about and associate with and consider, because there is always some sort of human toll. There is life at stake in all of these things. You know what? I just thought about a perfect war movie, Patton. Why did I not think about Patton sooner? There's so many good ones, so many. I can't even think of all of them. But if you still have time, I highly suggest finding and watching some war movies on days like this, on Memorial Day, Veterans Day, anything like that. And generally, movie channels tend to play a decent selection of them. But you know what? Thinking about movies, a list of movies, things of movies. You know what we promised last week and assigned everyone for homework?
Movies. Pacific Island movies.
Yeah, Pacific Island and Asian American film.
We did it. We talked about
How
it.
about that before we run out of time here?
Let's do it. You made the list. Go for it.
Did you not watch any?
I watched some.
Unreal.
I ate a lot of junk food and got really depressed because fucking COVID.
Did you not watch any of the movies starring Pacific Island heritage?
I've seen a lot of them already.
Dwayne Johnson?
No. I'm sorry I didn't go on a rock marathon. I didn't
Why
watch
not,
Scorpion King
I was about
again.
to say, yeah, Scorpion King, which also stars Kelly who was in friggin' Surf Ninjas alongside Ernie Reyes and Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
Kwansu, dudes! Because Surf Ninjas rules.
And they also strike back.
What?
Surf Ninjas strike back.
That's not a thing.
Are you
You're
sure?
thinking of Three Ninjas.
Oh, well, Surf Ninjas.
But Three Ninjas has...
Surf Ninjas, I'm thinking surf Nazis. Surf Nazis must
was-
die. You know that movie?
Who was the guy that played Grandpa in Three Ninjas? Victor Wong.
Yeah, Victor Wong's dope.
And then Victor Wong was in Three Ninjas with Rocky Colton Tum Tum as their grandpa. And Victor Wong was also in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, Egg Shin.
That starred friggin' James Hong, who was in there.
James Hong is the man.
And fun fact about...
And Victor Wong is also, he's like, they're just like going at it, like, they're the fucking dudes.
Oh, yeah, dude, Egg Shin's the coolest. Fun fact about Big Trouble in Little China, it was supposed to be primarily the fighter guy that Jack Burton becomes friends with. He was the main character when they were filming it, but Kurt Russell's just so charismatic that it became a Jack Burton movie.
Yeah, because...
Blame Kurt Russell's...
amazingness.
Yeah, just
the Pork Chop
charisma
Express
for that one. But yeah, James Hong, man, think of all the movies that James Hong's been in. He was in. I want to start out with a good one. Oh man, I don't. He was in friggin' Kung Fu Panda. He was in Balls of Fury.
James Hong has been in literally every movie you've ever wanted to see. He was in fucking Blade Runner.
He was. He's the dude in the frozen room that gets murked out.
He's in like all the movies.
And he's in like every TV show ever made from...
Oh, dude.
You know that he's 91 years old?
Yeah, and he's still acting.
Yeah,
that dude is amazing. He was in Hero. Like, that dude is in everything.
He was in Original Kung Fu. He was in Dukes of Hazzard.
He was in Mulan.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was in... God, what else
Speaking
was
of
he
Mulan,
in?
you have Ming-Na Wen, who did the voice of Mulan.
He was in Tank Girl, which is getting popular again because post-apocalypse. What are you making a face? Tank Girl's fun.
You know what? He was also in.
He's in Wayne's World too.
Yeah, he is. He
Yeah.
plays Cassandra's
His
dad.
dad, yeah.
You know what? He was in. Balls of Fury with Jason Scott Lee.
was.
Another fantastic. He's actually both Pacific Islander and Asian American. How about that? Jason Scott Lee killing it.
James Hong is the fucking dude.
Jason Scott Lee has been Mowgli in the Jungle Book, representing South Asia. He has been in Balls of Fury, being Chinese. He has also played Bruce Lee in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, another great Asian American there. Bruce Lee's in several movies that you would remember.
Who's Bruce Lee?
Yeah, right.
What? Who? Yeah. Come on.
Oh yeah, man. You know who else was in tons of TV shows? Clyde Kusatsu. He was Admiral Nakamoto in Star Trek. He was in Midway. He was in. He was the original Wong in the Doctor Strange original live action incarnation. He's been in like every TV show, including MASH, to bring it back to stuff like that.
He's been in all the things. Mm-hmm. All the things.
And then talking about Star Trek, think about that, dude. Star Trek has a long legacy. You got Harry Kim, who I've met in real life. Talk about celebrities we met. The dude that plays Harry Kim is super nice, very approachable, fantastic guy. He was the best. You have George Takei.
Yeah, which a lot of people have been mentioning in the comments.
Linda Park, who plays Hoshi in Enterprise, even though Hoshi's a terrible character.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hoshi so far.
But
Not digging it.
you have all sorts of representation and things like that. The Rock is in Voyager. How about that?
I don't want to talk about The Rock tonight. I just don't want
You
to.
have to,
I
man.
don't want to talk about The Rock.
Dude, but he's...
Can we go through an episode of this show without you
not right
getting
now, because
your
we're talking
penis
about
all hard for The
We're
Rock?
talking about Pacific Island Americans, and The Rock is the highest paid celebrity in Hollywood, and he is franchise Viagra. Look that up on YouTube. That's a skit from SNL.
He totally is franchise.
He
Viagra.
is franchise Viagra, and he does everything. And The Rock is a gift to humanity. You're welcome for that, all non-wrestling fans who love The Rock. You know what else is great with
Kelly Who? Blake Elder said that she was in Freddy, which was shot right here in Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? Talking about Rock, and he's in comic books. Ming-Na Wen, the voice of Mulan, she's in Marvel Universe as some agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something or another.
Do people watch that?
I think so.
I'm looking at Dave Calhoun over on the Facebook. He probably watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Are you like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan?
You know who else is really good? I had it and I lost it.
I don't know.
Oh, Donnie Yen.
Oh, dude, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen grew up in the U.S.
Donnie Yen is
Donnie
the man.
Yen's the coolest.
He is the super coolest. If you don't know Donnie Yen, then you're stupid.
Yeah. And, martial arts, you have people like Ernie Reyes Jr., who I touched on earlier with Surf Ninjas. He was in The Rundown with The Rock. How about that? He was a Ninja Turtle and the pizza delivery boy.
Speaking of Ninja Turtles, did you guys watch the other day the reunion show that we posted on our Facebook of the original Ninja Turtles?
The Ninja Turtles Pizza Party reunion show for World Turtle Day.
World Turtle. It didn't have anything to do with Donnie Yen, obviously.
It
but,
didn't, but it does have Ernie Reyes Jr. Well, no, he was only in Turtles 2, huh?
Yeah, he was. Secret of the Ooze.
Was he not one of the in-suits?
Bringing it full circle, Secret of the Ooze had Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was in the movie that we reviewed tonight, which was The Wrong Missy.
That's
at the
true.
very
And
end.
it has Kevin Nash as Super Shredder, and you met him in a Waffle House.
I did.
How about that?
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash is Super Shredder.
God,
now
1
you know.
degree separation from everything in the world. Deal with it.
How about that?
That's how we do it here.
Dude, there are so many movies that I just can't even get into. Like, think about all the movies with Pat Morita in them.
God, can we just pour one out for Pat? Finish the the fleck of your scotch with Pat Morita in it.
There's a fleck in it.
But that's good scotch. God, do I have
That's
to?
why I tried to fish the fleck out, bro.
Jeez, Pat Morita. But it was an accident that he was.
Arnold. Happy Days.
No, that was totally by design. I was saying it's an accident that he was in
Arnold
Karate
too.
Kid.
Oh.
Because it was supposed to be Toshiro Mifune
Oh, what?
in Karate Kid. Yeah.
No way. Toshiro Mifune would fuck Daniel up so bad.
Well, yes, I know, but the original script was supposed to have Toshiro Mifune as.
He's too tough. He's too scary. You wouldn't buy it because Toshiro Mifune would be like, "Bakira, Uzakina."
I know. Baka, 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 baka. Like, it would have been like a whole thing, but Daniel San instead got Pat Morita, which he was one of like the last accidental auditions, and they were like, "Yo, this dude is perfect."
Yeah, Pat Morita's perfect.
Because Toshiro Mifune, like, there was a language problem that he had because he was still in the middle of trying to learn English, and there was a scheduling. At that time, it was very much a second language. But he couldn't get into the States during a lot of the filming time, so Pat Morita was a last call in an audition, and they were just like, "This dude is perfect," and he became Miyagi-san.
How about that?
Yeah.
Pat Morita was also in Happy Days.
And Johnny Dalton says the Karate Kid NES game sucks. You are very wrong. The only thing that sucks about the Karate Kid NES game is the mini games, which is the swinging thing where you have to hit the crane. That's stupid, and the chopsticks fly thing. It's impossible. But the game is pretty fun. Get over it. You just didn't like it because you couldn't beat it.
You know what? Talking about Pat Morita, I'm pretty sure that he's in like Midway or Tora, and he's in one of those movies where I think Midway, because he plays like a Japanese naval guy.
Yep.
And you know who else is in that? Clyde Kusatsu. And you know what movie he's in? Harold and Kumar, man. He plays Harold's dad. And you want to talk about some Asian American representation? How about that? Spawned 3 movies. Watched all of them. You had Cal Penn and John Cho. And yeah, how about that? Everyone likes Harold and Kumar. Going back to our 420 episode from just a month ago. Big time reefer movie. How about that? Man, there's so many things like... TV shows like Fresh Off the Boat has got its popularity and spawned its stars like Randall Park and Constance Wu, who's making big name for herself with the Crazy Rich Asians, which I think that second movie's due out any time now, isn't it?
It is.
How about that? Who knew? Who out there? Who of you knew about all of this? Asian and Pacific Island American representation in cinema, that if you haven't watched the things that we've talked about, you really should.
Did you make a list tonight? Did you get your notepad out? Did you jot it down? Because you should have. That's
or
what
if
you
not,
need to
go back and listen to the podcast, watch the replay.
Rewind. Because if you guys are just now tuning in, I mean, I see Derek Gibson, I see Dave Calhoun, I see McLean, I see all these people out here. I see Grant over in the comments, I see Johnny Dalton, and like all these people that are tuning in. If you tune in every week, you know, yeah, we're spiraling down the rabbit hole of movies, but we've watched these movies. We have watched all these. I mean, we watched The Wrong Missy for you guys.
That's true. There was no Nick Swartzen in there, and I was highly disappointed.
We did that for you because here's our philosophy, just to remind all of you viewers at home. And when we watch these movies, we watch all of these. We are indiscriminate. We're going to watch all of them no matter what, so that we can be more enlightened on how to report these movies to you. Because unlike the Washington Post, the Huffington Post, even the New York Times and Variety these days, they don't watch movies like we watch movies. So these reviews that you get are just like, well, I Googled something on Wikipedia and it said, well, they didn't watch any of this stuff. They're not using their brains. They're not using their analytical ability. They're not using any context. they're not using years of wasting their life watching these things like we have done.
Yeah, there's nothing that I've listed tonight that I haven't watched in real life. Which, you know what? I just thought about something. What's the name of the dude from Tokyo Drift who plays the Shredder in the Michael Bay Turtles?
I didn't watch Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, DK. Yeah, he's the guy that plays Shredder in the Michael Bay Turtles movies. Really? Yeah. And I think he's on like one of the NCIS TV shows or CSIs or I think it's NCIS or something. But he's one of those guys that he's out there and he's in things and you see him around. And you know what?
I'll look it up.
Expand your film knowledge, y'all. I know that last week I said you should focus on Pacific and Asian American films.
Tohoru Masamune.
What?
That's his name.
No, that's wrong.
It says Shredder. That's the guy.
No,
I'm looking at him right now.
that's not him. That's the dude that plays the
Shredder in the Michael Bay.
Yeah, that's a flashback. Huh? Ryan T.
Okay. Well,
Brian.
I'm just looking at the IMDb credits.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
I
the
pulled
dude
my
that plays him in the
computer out.
flashback, dude. You're looking at the wrong dude.
I'm sorry. I don't. I block all of my Michael Bay movies out of my brain.
Well, you know what Michael Bay?
Michael T.
You know what Michael Bay movie I watched? That freaking
The
6 Underground. I finally watched that one.
Ooh. Do you guys remember the Sneaker Pimps? Anybody?
Toe Jam and Earl.
No. Anybody out there in the? I mean, I'm looking. I'm gonna look over at my producer, even though it doesn't have a microphone right now. But the Sneaker Pimps, the 6 Underground, like yeah, way down low, like yeah, that's the song.
Okay.
That's the name of that song.
6 Underground's a movie on Netflix. You can
Six
watch.
Underground.
Has
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds in it. Has Dave Franco for like 2 seconds.
Dylan says Sneaker Pimp's best song to play in a teen rom-com to hot girls slow motion intro. Absolutely correct. You're right. Yeah, there you go. Dylan says Big Hero 6, some representation up in it. Grant says, sorry, only knows cars from Tokyo Drift, not the people.
He was the dude in the 240, the 350Z. Because at the time, there's even a behind-the-scenes feature for Tokyo Drift where they talk about, well, no one drifts the 350s, so we thought, he'd be like, that's kind of what he would drive, more of a newer, fancy car. And then lo and behold, look at today's car scene. Everyone has a 350, and they have a frame-mounted wang on there, and they think that they're
frame-mounted wang.
a frame-mounted wing where it comes down and it mounts down to the bottom of the frame instead of on the trunk.
Wang.
Yeah, I did say wang because that's like that's what you call them. Everyone has their cars cambered out with the frame mount wing, and they think they're some sort of cool drifty hot boy because they have a 350. Nah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
or if they have some money.
okay,
They got their 370
here-
because they're some sort of fancy lad.
Completely digressing this topic, but
No,
also
we're talking about Tokyo Drift, bro.
Staying on topic. June 6th, Drive-In Speakerbox, Beatbox presents.
Speaking of Memorial Day.
Pinpoint presents
D-Day.
Drive-In Dance Party. This is a question I had for you. You guys know dudes in the tuner like dragon community that probably spent way too much money on a tacky sound system in their hot rod.
I feel personally attacked.
Well,
right
you
now at
should,
the moment
because
I
I've
upgraded
seen
all
your
my
car.
speakers. What? Wow.
But no, here's
My
my
car's
deal. Yeah,
tasteful,
here it is.
bro.
The drive-in
car's-
dance party, June 6th. So my idea is if we could get some of these tuner boys with these bass modded like backseat trunk style thumpers to come out and pepper the crowd.
That's not really a thing anymore, man.
Is it not?
No.
Yeah, but they're out there, right? They're the dudes that have
They're the dudes you
bass.
don't want.
But I want them for this because
Okay, well,
I
when they
need their
do, like-
bass. Do you know how to get in touch with them? That's my point.
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
Damn it.
Dude, those
thought we were friends.
We are, which is why I'm not doing it, because they're the same dudes that suck and will do like burnouts and donuts and crash into someone and ruin the time for everybody. That's the same guy. That is the same guy that you're asking me to bring.
But
right
if we
now.
had some subs displaced through the audience, that would be tight.
I'll go buy a sub and toss it in my car, I guess.
Okay, fine. Problem solved.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't have that kind of money.
Problem solved.
I don't have the kind of money to do that.
I don't know. I've never been a guy like I've been driving hand-me-down cars since I was 16. Like my first car was my parents' old minivan. Like I don't know what it's like to drive a cool car, you know, and as Grant says, sorry Bo, massive subs aren't the main game anymore.
That's what I'm telling you.
Like my first car was a Dodge Caravan, my second car was a Toyota Camry, and then my third car was a Eddie Bauer edition Bronco, which I've kept for 15 years, and now I'm driving my parents' old like Ford.
You know what? I should go out of my way to find a LL Bean edition Subaru so that we could be
Eddie Bauer
and
LL Bean boys. Dude.
And I'll just hot boy out the LL Bean edition. I'll
Hell
keep
yeah.
the flat 6 in there, and I'll just like supercharge it and just be like a mad cool boost boy. No, forget it. Twin charge. I'm gonna twin charge it and be a boosty boy with a big flat 6. I'm gonna aim for that 3.6
and I'll pull up
liter.
in the Eddie Bronco, like Murder Your Wife edition. Yeah. Johnny Dalton says, get in touch with him for one more job. Gonna get one more job. Is that Cranked? Is that a what's that movie? The
One More Job.
One More Job.
According to you, it's every Jason
Every
Statham
Jason
movie ever.
Statham movie, but
Which, to
he
be
was
fair,
in Crank, but he was also in the Transporter.
It was in the Meg. That was
In
it.
the Meg.
He was like, I'm done. I'm done with these jobs.
One more job. That's He says that in every one more job. Every single Jason Statham. One more job. I'm gonna kill this megalodon. I'm gonna go on this crusade in this castle. I'm gonna go and take the crank from this car battery. I'm gonna deliver these drugs in this taxi. One more time. One more job.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
You know what? Grant pointed out a perfect wrong point of Subarus. There is their head gaskets. Look into 5-star head gaskets. You're welcome.
5-star.
6-star.
6-star.
6-star. Look into 6-star head gaskets.
6-star.
Because Subaru's logo is 6 stars. Look into 6-star.
All right. What's even happening? Is this
Oh, look, they're gonna watch Snatch tonight. How about that? You got Jason Statham.
watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels instead. It's
Watch
better.
some of the movies I've listed out for you that have to do with Memorial Day or Pacific and Asian American History Month.
There's always that, because that's a good move. And if you're just now tuning in, rewind it. We're going to be done in like 5 minutes. So, yeah, there you go. Rewind, rewatch.
Well, you know what you could do too? You could watch Disney's Mulan and see where...
Is that coming out? Like, is that going to be are they holding it, or are they going to put it on Disney Plus? What are we going to do?
When we talked about last week or the week before where that movie with Russell Crowe got moved up to June 1st, it was because Mulan got pushed back to its release date here coming up in like August.
But you know what?
But the point is, I'm saying Donnie Osmond gets replaced with Donnie Yen.
And Dylan says same weekend as Tenet. That's great. Like, everybody's wondering what we're going to do when movies come back.
Why didn't they just have Ming-Na Wen reprise her role? That would have been good.
That would have been actually pretty awesome.
How about that?
Johnny says it's nice watching the show with beer and not having to drive a forklift. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he's in his new job. The New Mutants, nobody cares about ever. That movie's never going to come out. No one's going to see the Mutants.
No, they keep saying it has its new release
No
date.
one's going to care when the New Mutants comes out.
That's true. Sure.
No one cares. That movie should come out on the CW.
Well, but then again, just like Guardians of the Galaxy, the New Mutants is one of those comics that no one ever really read, but Guardians seems to have really taken off.
Yeah, because they were just like, check it out, fart jokes, penises, mixtapes, bleh. And then they were like, all right, cool, that's what people like. It's lowest common denominator stuff. Taika with TT all up on it, and that's what sold it. New Mutants is going to be like edgy, dark, blah, blah, blah. No one's going to watch that. No one's going to want to care. I don't like this angle. It makes me look fat.
Well, also you don't have any of the good New Mutants. You don't have any of the good ones. So
No, they're terrible. Let's see. Dylan says theaters are back in San Antonio, and it is weird. I can only imagine how weird it is.
Well, you know what? Here in our state, they have been allowed to be reopened, but I think none of them have chosen to do so.
Well, because here's the thing.
They have to limit their capacity
Yeah.
to 30% or 50 people, whichever is the lesser number.
Which is always going to be
And trying to operate a theater at 30% as your maximum capacity, there's no way you're going to sell enough popcorn with people that are furloughed or laid off, trying to watch a movie to pass the time.
You have to understand a thing about business models. You know,
The theater makes money on popcorn and candy. And
right,
Coke.
not the movies.
Not the movie.
And ticket sales. You know, when people think about how business models are work, not to get real economic minded here. What do we?
Strip clubs have drive-through windows, and it's also weird.
Yeah,
You just drive through for a peek and like throw in $1 and drive away.
It's called what's the cowgirl coffee? What is it called?
yeah,
Chun probably knows. The coffee where you go see titties. Cowgirl espresso. See, I knew he'd know. But you know, the thing about this whole model is, when you're making a business model, you don't say, oh well, what's our break even point? It's not a 33%. It's like 80%. You're like, okay, if we can hit 75 to 80%, we'll be good, and the rest is gravy. Not, well, let's just see what we can do on 30%, and then the rest is gravy. No, that's not how any of this works. So you're like, the economy's back open, everything's fine. I can go see a movie, everybody's cool, right? No, no one's cool, guys. No one's cool. 30% doesn't do anything.
And sitting through a movie with a mask on, I don't know. I might fall asleep or be uncomfortable.
Nobody wants to. No, it's just no. It's just no. It doesn't work. And that's the problem I have with this whole thing, is that when people are like, well, we're open and we're getting by, and that's great. And they're like, I went to the theater and it was 30%, and me as a customer who pays almost nothing, and I was comfortable, therefore it's working. No, you're so wrong. You're absolutely so wrong, because the customer hasn't been right in probably 20 years. But we've been tricking you into the fact that you're right. And God damn it.
You know what, though? One of our viewers here pointing out that our local drive-in theater is opening back up. That is true. I saw them post about that. But I wonder, since they're a venue or a theater, are they limited to 30%? Or can they have full capacity, since it's all in cars, separated out, social distance?
The drive-in?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing June 6th. The Beatbox Presents Drive-In Dance Party.
D-Day, the longest day. Saving Private Ryan. All of the movies that we talked about earlier that had to do with Operation Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do it out here in the parking lot. Dance Day, D-Day. Don't pause that. That was weird. That was a little weird. Man, I don't know. Hey, dude, Rafael Rios is tuning in. What's up, Raph? Boom, my guy, Yayos. Checking out the drive-in speaker box. If you are not a friend of the feeds that they've been doing, you need to check them out at yayos.org. I don't know where they are. They're on social media. Raphael is the Mac Daddy, and also a longtime military member. Boom, Memorial Day, tying it in. My dude, Rafael Rios. Shout outs to Brandon. Shout outs to Hannah, Matt Martin, everybody else tuning in.
Yo, shout out to my boy Johnny here, talking about what I was talking about here recently. Shadow cosplay with the red bandana.
Are we talking about cosplay? Is that what the show's gotten?
Because only the Shadow knows, man.
Are we that drunk that we're talking about cosplay?
No, but we're talking about the Shadow, which we do on a regular basis.
Who knows what evil lurks within the hearts of men?
Oh, speaking of... Bruh, in the Shadow, the main villain is Asian. How about that?
Well, yeah.
There you go. And in
where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, tying it in. The Phantom He learns his powers in South Asia.
Of course, because that's
Billy
where
Zane?
that's where all the powers come from.
The Shadow gets his.
Have you
his
not
powers-
watched movies ever? All of the secret ancient powers
Shadow-
come from somewhere in the Asian area.
The Shadow gets his powers from,
Dude,
from the Asian continent?
Westerners don't know shit. We get all of our secret powers from the East.
Yeah, have you ever watched The Last Dragon, where he's on a hunt to find the fortune cookie manufacturing place, and it turns out it's all bullshit, and it crushes Bruce Leroy's heart, but then he bangs on Vanity, and everything's cool, and then he defeats Shogun Shonuff. Has nothing to do with any kind of
Fortune cookies were invented in California.
actual Asian American stuff, but you know what?
But all of the power, like look in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The friggin' Doctor Strange, quite possibly the only person that solved Infinity War, the most powerful dude that's right there.
And
guess
Wong,
what?
who was played by Clyde Kusatsu in the original version.
All of the fucking coolest stuff comes from the East, y'all. That's where it's all at. It's where it's all derived there, guys. And Johnny says ancient Chinese secrets. It's not just Chinese, guys. It's all. They had it way before we did.
That's what they tell him in Last Dragon.
They had it way before we did. They figured
you know
it all
what?
out. All the secrets, all the power.
Since we were talking about turtles earlier, and that has to do with pizza, you know what I really want everyone to
Dylan
do?
wants to talk about the Gray Ghost on Batman. I don't know where he came up from
I want
that.
to talk about how I want everyone to deliver their pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. Last Dragon. Hey, you know what? Talking about cartoons and Batman, Clyde Kusatsu did voices in Batman Beyond.
Did he really?
And he was Samurai Jack's dad's voice. And he was in like 100 other cartoons. Oh, I'd have to look it up. I didn't put that in my notes. But he was in that. He was in Captain Planet. He did a lot of like side voices or other character voices.
Captain Planet.
Look up Clyde Kusatsu if you don't know who I'm talking about.
Taking pollution down to zero.
Yeah. Nailing it. Batman Beyond, best cartoon. Johnny's right. Arkham City is too addicting. Arkham City is a near perfect video game. It's amazing.
I never played it. I play a
Oh,
lot
that's
of video
cool.
games.
Dylan met Phil Lamar, voice of Samurai Jack, a.k.a. the Green Lantern from the Justice League Cartoon Network cartoon. Also in Mad TV and does tons of other voices. He's Hermes from Futurama and about 50 other voices in that. Phil Lamar is a very talented
voice
voice actor, and comedic actor. So there you go. How about that?
There we go. How about that? Cash Me Outside. How about that? It's 9:30. We're almost out of time. Have you guys been having a good time? If you have, like and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, they're down here. Those respectable websites / the Drive-In Speakerbox. I'm sorry that I have been drinking so much and have guided the content of this show in a weird way. But that's quarantine, you guys. Check us out next day, Tuesday. We're going to be doing pinball streams right here at the Pinpoint. Facebook.com/PinpointFayar. We're going to be doing live streams. We're going to be watching more movies. We're going to back to you on Monday. We're going to be doing a thing. June 6th, come out here, the drive-in dance party right here behind Pinpoint, where I'm at right now. We got Wednesday night dance party with DJ Derek for live stream from Pinpoint. We're closed, but we're open. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff. I'm the boom operator.
I'm the grip.
Jesus. Cheers. Let's finish these beers.
All right.
Let's do it.
There we go.
Good night, guys.